everybody. How are y'all doing this morning? It is another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. How are we doing this morning? How we doing? I hope that everything is marvelous and wonderful and glorious with you today because we have a lot to be I would say we have a lot to be thankful for. Okay, we have a lot to be thankful for. I want to know if you can hear me. You can hear me. Let's see. Sometimes I gotta test this out myself. So, I wanted to say thanks everyone for coming in and being in the room. I gotta test this out myself. So. Okay. I wanted to say thanks everyone. Yes. Okay. So we good. I just want to see. You know, it is a thing of gratitude and wonderment and that God has opened so many doors for me and I wanted to give him honor and praise and the glory. So me saying that I to saying that it because you free your mind and your soul when you're obedient to what God is telling you what to do. It is very important that we know that God loves for us to be obedient in the moment and not falter or waver during that time of of him giving us directions. Okay. And this word has been in my spirit all week because in my daily devotional, I do every morning for my podcast, and it's very important that, that we know that God has given us an assignment. It's very important that God knows that he's given us an assignment and we do it in completion. My name is Sharice Johnson Moore, and welcome to Morning Word of Worship, where I give you hope every Sunday. I come on every Sunday, and I give you a word of encouragement for the day. And I want to say thank you to everyone that comes in. Hello, my name is Sharice Johnson Moore, your hope builder, lifting you out of your sorrow by guiding you to see the Christ within through scripture and practical applications. I'm a minister, an author, motivational speaker, gospel artist, podcaster, and owner of LBM TV streaming channel. And welcome to our episode on Sunday morning of Morning Word of Worship. Today we are going to talk about what inheritance are you leaving behind? What inheritance are you leaving behind? Coming out of Joshua 19, I have been this word inheritance has been on my mind, okay? And it is stuck there. It is stuck there. Sometimes we don't know why God does what he do, but he has a message for you in this topic today. And I wanted to say in Joshua, we're gonna go back for a minute. In Joshua, from the very beginning, all the way to chapter 19. I'm just, and 19 is the culmination of the children of Israel receiving their inheritance. And with that inheritance, I have been with this topic all week. I mean, I've been with this topic on my daily devotional, and on my podcast. And this word is still stuck with me, and the word is inheritance. The children of Israel have finally come out, have finally crossed over Jordan, and have finally made it to their promised land. Finally made it to their promised land. And it reminds me of so much when it says, and the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families, and their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. Okay. So Simeon gets his. Um Zebulun gets his. Let's see. Issachar gets his. And let's see. Um, then if you read this whole chapter, everybody gets their inheritance. If you read a whole chapter of Joshua 19, you will see that everyone, 18 and 19, where they are receiving their inheritance. And my thing for you is, what inheritance are you leaving behind? Yes, they received their inheritance, but what are you as a person, as an individual, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your great grandchildren? What are you leaving behind? That means I look at that in a way where I remember my grandma would tell me all the time when I was growing up, 'cause my grandma raised me, and she would give me this. She would, in actuality, say, you're gonna get the house and everything in it, right? And I didn't think nothing of it. I'm young, don't really understand about, possessions and things like that as a kid, like 7, 8, 9, 10, I didn't have that understanding or the knowledge or really understand the impact of what she was saying. And the older I got, the more it was like, how can I say this? The more I kept hearing that phrase, I never thought the day would come where she would leave me, and I would have to have that understanding then and there about inheritance. And we have to leave our children more than just possessions and land. We have to leave them with some knowledge and understanding in their life. And sometimes it is not it's how can I say, it's not a bad thing to leave them inheritance, but fill the children with knowledge so they will have an understanding of what they're going to deal with in their future after you're gone. See, a lot of us, we know that we need insurance, we need life insurance, we need medical insurance, we need make up wills and things of that nature, but we don't. My grandmother was a stickler for a will. My grandma was stickler for everything. She, because when we went to go see the lawyer, she made everything. She pointed out everything she wanted, who to get what. And I say that because as a child growing up, you don't understand that, but the older you get, you do. The older you get, you do. And my thing is that we gotta learn how to leave these children some inheritance. I didn't understand that, but the older I got, I did. The older I got, I did. What inheritance are you leaving behind? Are you leaving them anything? Are you willing it away? And fill their head with knowledge and words and educate them. Because what we do with our children when they grow up, we gotta give them a future. We gotta give them some knowledge. We gotta fill their head with information so they don't be out here running around, running amok, um, look like Willie on the beach, and with the head chopped off, chicken with the head chopped off, running around and not knowing what to do when you leave here, when you leave this earth. Some some of us need to, You know, some of us need to sit down and talk with someone that is willing to write your will up and get you some life insurance. Because burying somebody is not cheap. Just gonna put that out there. You know, I've experienced that. I've experienced that whole thing when somebody died and realized they don't have no life insurance on them. And then we got to call these family members. Got to call the family members, and turn around and raise money to bury a person. What inheritance are you leaving behind? Are you gonna leave them in debt, or are you gonna leave them financially stable, or you going to leave them enough knowledge that they know how to take care of themselves? What knowledge are you pouring into someone when they grow up? What kind of knowledge are you pouring into someone? I'm going to say this. I was not the one that was pouring no knowledge into my children. I'm going to say that until I got older, till I understood where I messed up at, and I'm trying to make those corrections as we speak. I'm in that. Inheritance can be something someone gets, or something that someone looks forward to when this person passes away. Or they could get inheritance at a certain age. Okay, like sometimes people set up where they set up these savings accounts for people, for their grandchildren or their children when they get a certain age, like 18, 19, and it's college money. Or if the child decides not to go to college, they still get this money. What inheritance are you leaving them? Are you leaving them with how to handle the money? Are you leaving them with how to handle life, or handle possessions when they are given to them? Now in the book of Joshua, we see that they've been waiting 40 years. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. 40 years for this inheritance. They could have got it way back then. They could have got it way back when they was almost at the cusp of getting this inheritance, this land, this place that they were supposed to possess. But because of they're listening to the wrong people that went out, they sent out 12 from each tribe to observe this land. They observed this land before. Remember? They observed this land before. And what they did was they came back with a bad report. Oh no, they got giants, and they was all fearful, and they came back and gave this report. Look, I don't think we should be over here. Yeah, they got the milk and honey and stuff, but it's people that possessing this land already. I don't think we should mess with them. Or, no, they got lands of giants, and they came back with all this fear and trepidation about what they observed, what they went out and observed that they were supposed to possess. Now this term has come back around to them, and they are in the land of crossing over Jordan and possessing this land. And this is exactly what they do. It takes time. Sometimes God can postpone something when He know when you're ready. I wasn't ready when I was younger because I didn't understand the significance of it. I didn't understand, she got, where I got to pay my life insurance every month. I got to pay yours. I got to pay this. I didn't understand that, but now I understand because I have seen the effects of what you leave behind when you don't have no showings. That's right, I said showings on a person. No, I've seen it when young people pass away and you don't have no insurance on them. You got to sit here and figure out how I'm going to pay this, so I got to pay this bill every month. Some funeral homes work with you like that. When you don't have the income, you don't have this payment plan of what you going to pay us every month until it's paid off. And then the children of Israel have to turn around, and because of the disobedience, because of what they did not see when Caleb came and gave the report, said, oh, we ought to have this land and we can get this land and we can do this and we can. He was giving a good report, but the other 11 turned around and said, no, I don't think we. They came back with fear, trepidation, uh, 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 scared. What's the other word? They have procrastination in their spirit, and they didn't reply. They didn't give that good report like Caleb did, the other 11. And now they have possessed the land. The first person that gets their inheritance is Caleb. Caleb gets their inheritance, his inheritance first, because they remember, Joshua remembered when he came and told the people about this good report. And Caleb was the only one that actually lived, to see the promised land from them 12. The thing is, sin, and sometimes God can hold your inheritance because He said it's not your time yet. The inheritance has to wait for what you get, because I want you to get an understanding of what I'm about to give you. I want you to understand. It'll blow your mind what God is about to give you when you start having a relationship with God and He show you all these things, and it's just like He pulls this. It's like God says, "I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and hold on till I let go of this boat." And then I'm gonna send you out. Bow. I'm gonna send you out. Sends the arrow out, and then you understand what all this is. What all this is. And sometimes our inheritance is our what He has for us when we do mature. When our eyes finally wake up and understand that it's more than just possessions. It's about what you do with your life. How you get, okay, like I say it like this. The things that you have been through, like you might have been a drug addict, a prostitute, a thief, an alcoholic, a heroin user. You might have been a whole lot of other things, and then one day you get the knowledge, say, I'm just sick and tired of doing this stuff. And once you wake up from that dream, from that life, and when you start having a relationship with God, a whole lot of things open up to your mind for inheritance. And then you be like, man, I waited this long for this. Like, what was I thinking? Dang, I'm stupid. Is this what it's about? When you walk with God? That's just like the children of Israel. They were walking around in the wilderness for 40 years because of their disobedience. And they didn't get their inheritance until God said it was time for them to get it. Everybody passes away. Moses is gone. Moses died. And when Moses dies, that's when, if you look at the whole scenario, when Moses died, he goes and looks at them crossing to the promised land. He's sitting there looking at them walking, keep going, like they walk right into their inheritance of what God had for them, the promised land He had promised them. He promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now look how long they've been waiting for this inheritance. They've really been waiting for this inheritance, but way before they left Egypt. You and the inheritance, sometimes what you fail to see. Sometimes we fail to see all the opportunities that our minds can look and be and become, and sometimes we don't get it till we older of what we were supposed to be doing in our lives. But because of our hard-headedness, we wandered around in the wilderness of this world, and we wandered around looking like chickens with our heads cut off for 40 years. I can testify to that. All this stuff I'm doing now, being a host and producing shows and writing books, and I could have been doing this early in my life, but maybe because God wanted me to experience some stuff before I walked into my inheritance. Sometimes He take us through some stuff and then be like, okay, well, that'll be our testimony and that'll be our inheritance, and we could tell our children this is not the way to live. This is not the way to live. If they still, if they still living, and then you can sit down and talk with them, have a conversation with them, and explain about your life, and explain about why you are the way you are now, because you've already been there where they at. That's the inheritance. Sometimes the inheritance is I haven't been where you at, child. So let's sit down and talk, because I'm gonna tell you how it really is. That's what sometimes inheritance is, gaining knowledge of not your parents have experienced some things that you didn't think they experienced, because now they are saved, they walking with the Lord, they doing everything. And sometimes we as Christians, if we've been doing all that old stuff that in that old life, and we have some children, we turn around and be like, oh well, okay, I don't want to tell my children about my past. Tell them. Tell the children about what you've experienced in your old life. So they don't go out here and do the same things. Or you could tell them, and don't be ashamed of your story. Don't be ashamed of your story. Your story is your inheritance, because it keeps you in the mindset of, hey, okay, now God has blessed me. He has gave me this house. He blessed me with this car. He blessed me with this land. He blessed me with a right mind. He blessed me with all these things that now I'm striving for to do right in my life. And then, okay, this is what I have been praying for. He gives you that, but do not diminish your story, because that is your inheritance. And you take that with you, and you tell the people what you have experienced, because that is your testimony. And your testimony is your inheritance. Okay, look, I'm walking in this new life. God's giving me a new beginning. God has given me new sight. God has given me a new mindset, a new way of thinking. God has given me so many things that I've been praying for, and I'm in this, and look, I've come a long way, and I cannot believe that I am healed. Have you ever looked back over your life and see where you have been, and what you have done, and what you have experienced, and what you have gained from all of that stuff you used to do? And sometimes we have to have that not we have to have that knowledge. We have to have that knowledge. We have to have that knowledge. We have to give it to the children. We have to give that to the children. We have to teach them, teach them, teach them, teach them. Inheritance is so many things. Inheritance. The knowledge is the inheritance. Yeah, you can go over there and possess that, because I've taught you how to handle your money. You can go over there and possess that, because I have taught you sit down, have a budget, such and such. You can go ahead and have that. You can have an inheritance. You can gain. You can and if you. I'm gonna say this. I wish I had listened to my grandma, because my grandma sat me down to the table, and she's taught me about money. She taught me how to handle money. She taught me how to sit back and work her checkbook at the age of 10 years old. It's all about what we teach them, right or wrong, what we teach them. So when you teach them, they don't run amok, and they don't go out here and do a whole bunch of silly stuff. You teach them about friendship, you teach them about love, you teach them about sacrifice, you teach them, hey, these bills I gotta pay every month. So my grandma sure did sit down with me with that. What inheritance are you leaving behind? What are you leaving inside your children and your grandchildren? I got a beautiful granddaughter, and I love her, and I just want to teach her. That is what God laid on my heart. I want to teach her all the things my grandma taught me. I want to teach her. Okay? What inheritance are you leaving behind? It's more than just possessions. It's more than just possessing land, houses, cars. I got all these jewels. I got all this. But are you leaving some knowledge? Are you teaching somebody something? It's about how you live your life. Where now I don't do the things I used to do, where it's all this crazy activity and chasing after drugs and all that, and I'm neglecting my children. Now it's like I want to sit still. I want a peace of mind because God gave it to me. I want a peaceful existence. I want a peaceful home. And now it's like, okay, now I'm going to teach you this new stuff I'm learning about peace, about loving yourself, about taking responsibility for the things that you do. What inheritance are you leaving behind? And what are you teaching them? What are you teaching this next generation? Are you teaching them, oh, well, no, I'm going to be all about myself? And then, no. Love people, but have discernment. Love people, but listen to your instincts. It's all about what we teach them. Okay? All right, everyone. That has been my pleasure for Morning Word and Worship. Morning Word and Worship. Morning Word and Worship. Okay? And I might start adding some singing portions with this, me singing, singing and things like that. Okay. So to give you a vastness of what's going on here at Sharice Johnson Moore Ministries. I want to thank everyone for coming out and visiting me at Morning Word and Worship. And if you would like to donate to this ministry, you can go to paypal.me/SNJ Moore, or you can go to Cash App $Sharice Johnson Moore to place your donations. I would love to hear from you. If you have any requests, if you want to sit down and talk, we can talk. If you need counseling, we can do that. I am here for you. Okay? I want to thank you for coming out for Morning Word and Worship, where we build hope. Where we build hope here at Sharice Johnson Moore's Ministry. And we love you, and we care for you, and we have everything for you. We love you. We praise you, Lord. We magnify your name. We magnify your name. And we thank you, Lord, for all that you have done for us for today. I am Sharice Johnson Moore, and this has been Morning Word and Worship. I want you to have a blessed day, okay? I love you. Bye-bye.